All right, this is the lesson that can make a difference in your game. The lesson that can be the tipping point between how you fight compared to how white belts, blue belts, purple belts fight, and how brown and black belts fight. Okay, if you want to get closer to how black belts fight, you have to fight using the concept I'm going to show to you today. Okay, just so you know, the easiest way to fight is when you deny the moves your opponent wants to put in play against you. If you just fight thinking about your moves and you neglect to neutralize and deny your opponent's moves, the odds can be 50-50. If you deny your opponent's favorite moves that he's trying to play on you, you're creating doubt in his or her mind. You're forcing the opponent to abandon his favorite moves, his A game. He's gonna have to use his B game, his C game against you. So then you're increasing the chance of mistakes to happen. When you lead your opponent to commit mistakes, you're increasing your chances of success. Jiu-Jitsu has to be played that way, just like chess is played. I'll go even further. Even basketball is played that way. A low-level basketball game, like elementary, middle school basketball game, if you observe that game, you see a lot of mistakes, a lot of fails, and a few successes. Few balls going through the basket. If you remember middle school basketball game, the whole game, the scoreboard at the end is like 28-26, 34-31. That's the high score of a basketball game. A low-level basketball game. But when you watch an NBA high-level basketball game, at the end of the game, the scoreboard is 110-108, 104-96. What does it tell you? The level of the game is played differently. Low-level basketball is determined, the winner is determined about who is going to have more success hitting the ball through the basket. In a high-level basketball game, that's not how it is. Because all the players are good, they almost never miss it. So in a high-level basketball game, the winner is determined by who makes less mistakes. And I'm not making that up. I heard that from one of the most successful basketball players. He actually is a Brazilian, Oscar Schmidt. He almost never missed a three-point shot. He's respected even in America because the Brazilian national team beat USA team in the Pan American Games of '82, I think. He played against Michael Jordan on the USA team, which was, I think they had to be no more than 18 years old of age. But still, Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
So Oscar beat Michael Jordan with the Brazilian national team on that year. So I'm talking about a guy that is a legend, even for American players. They respect the guy. I remember him saying that people see basketball wrong. Basketball, and he was talking about high-level basketball. It's not who hits the basket more, is who misses the least, because they're all good. This is how Jiu-Jitsu is played. Low-level Jiu-Jitsu is played thinking about who can hit a move or two and you win. High-level Jiu-Jitsu is all about denying, neutralizing your opponent. You don't let him make a move on you. You induce the opponent to make mistakes. What are mistakes? Making your opponent to put the hands or feet in the wrong place, where they don't want to put, or where you're inducing them to put somewhere. Okay? I'll give you an example. Jocelyn, put a De La Riva guard on table, please. Watch this. Tabor, is this an easy guard to pass? De La Riva guard, is that an easy guard to pass compared to? Jocelyn, put a plain open guard for me with sleeves control. If you had to choose between both, Tabor, would you rather fight a fighter doing plain open guard or doing De La Riva guard? Open guard. Because this is a weak guard compared to De La Riva guard. So if you're fighting a fighter that is doing De La Riva guard on you, and you're letting them do the move on you, you're choosing to fight a hard, difficult fight. How about you create a scenario where your opponent is doing a De La Riva guard on you? All right, Jocelyn, put a De La Riva guard. And imagine that. She starts with a De La Riva guard, which is difficult to pass. And somehow you make her go back to open guard. All right, Jocelyn, go back to open guard. People will never do that voluntarily. But you have to make them do it if you want to fight the easy fight. This is the easy fight. So I'm going to show you the first concept. When you're fighting, a beginner only pays attention to what you are doing, to yourself, to your game. Tabor has 2 hands, Tabor has 2 legs, 2 feet. So he has 4 limbs in play. So when you're a beginner, you pay attention to what are you doing with your hands and your feet. A black belt, and that's hard already, okay? When you're fighting, to check what you're doing with your hands and what you're doing with your feet at all times, that's a hard task to do. Now, a black belt fights analyzing what I'm doing with my 2 hands, what I'm doing with my 2 feet, and what is my opponent doing with her 2 hands, her 2 feet, and on top of that, what I'm doing with my head, and what is she doing with her head. So we're talking about 8 limbs plus 2 heads. So you're analyzing 10 body parts at all times. During a scramble, you have to know what's going on. That's not easy. But this can be trained. So I'll give you one exercise today. All right. Jocelyn, close the guard on Tabor, please. All right. So Jocelyn is controlling 2 sleeves and Tabor will have belt control right there. Okay? Now, let's say that, and we're talking about you being Tabor, the top player there. Okay? Jocelyn, let's say that she has in her game, her mind right now, that she's going to do spider guard on Tabor because that's her best move. So Tabor, Jocelyn, go from closed guard and put a spider guard for me, please. All right. Spider guard has been established. If Tabor, if you allow the opponent to arrive at this position, you may lose. They will sweep you. They will put you in a triangle. I don't know. You're too late. Actually, you may have 1 second after this has been established to counter that. If you stay there 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, you're giving time for the opponent to put a play on you. Okay? Now, Tabor can neutralize, can deny the spider guard before the spider guard is fully established. Or let's create a rule that you cannot give 1 more second. 1 second is your limit after this has been established. You got 1 second to break it up in pieces. Neutralize it. Let's analyze spider guard. The dominance of the spider guard are the 2 sleeve grips. This grip and this grip. These are the most important grips for the position. The third important grip is the foot on the biceps. The fourth limb, Jocelyn's right foot, in this case, I'd say is a non-important grip. You don't have to pay attention much to it, okay? So Tabor has to choose where he will dedicate his response. Okay, a lot of people will worry about this foot here. Then you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your focus. I just told you, the dominance is this hand and the other hand. So, Jocelyn has 3 grips established for the spider guard. What can you do about it? If her spider guard is powerful with 3 grips, you have to make her spider guard have maybe 2 grips. 2 out of the 3. Better than 2, 1 out of the 3. And the best you can do here to put her back into the raw, weak guard is if you can deny all grips and make it 0. Probably impossible. Okay? You can disengage from the opponent fully, but at some point you have to go back and you're going to have contact again. And I don't know how that's going to play out. But it can be done. But you have to re-engage. Okay? So Jocelyn, go back to close guard. All right, Jocelyn, I want you, when I say go, to establish your spider guard and hold Tabor in your spider guard for 5 seconds. That's the only thing in your mind. You don't want to do anything else, okay? So Tabor can train his denial, his response training here. Tabor, deny her spider guard, break all the most important grips. And if you have a window of opportunity, pass the guard while she's still trying to establish her spider guard. If you deny her grips, that's the window opportunity that you have to pass. An easy guard, when there's no establishment of grips, the spider guard is not established yet, she's trying something that is not there anymore. Ready, set, go. Look how he's using his leg to try to neutralize the leg there. She got the spider guard, but it's not in the angle that she wants. Look how he's using his head to keep his balance. She got the spider, but she lost the guard because of the use of his legs. He got that good there. Let's try again one more time to see if we have a different reaction. All right, ready? Go. She's almost back to half guard. She's aborting her game. She's not playing the game that she wanted. She's doing half guard. So let's see how this plays out. Going deep there. Tabor is going for a Kimura to counter the deep half guard, taking the back there. And the spider guard changed into a half guard and became history. Great job, guys. Shake hands. All right, we're going to do a drill. We're going to do this to each other now. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the second and third example after. All right, second part of the lesson, we are going to do the same drill from the Dela Riva guard. Okay, Jocelyn starts from closed guard, and we are going to ask you guys to start like this. Tabor, we'll do a 2-on-1 grip on the arm. You stand up to open your guard, and then Jocelyn, you open your guard and establish Dela Riva guard as fast as you can. All right, let's analyze Dela Riva guard. Dela Riva guard, there's a huge element that is different than spider guard. But let's analyze Jocelyn's 4 limbs first. The most important grip here, in my opinion, is this hand on the collar. Because this can move Tabor's upper body forward. That hand is also used on the belt sometimes, where you can create a berimbolo concept there. So go back to the collar. The other most important grip will be the left hand controlling the ankle behind the heel. She's keeping his foot close to her. The third element is the foot as an outside hook, which is the signature of the Dela Riva guard, that external hook on the leg. The fourth point of contact is the right foot on the hip. I classify that as a non-important grip. So 3 are the most important ones, okay? So that's Jocelyn's body, the attacker. Now for the defender here, for Tabor, there's one thing that is huge that is happening right now that did not happen in the spider guard. Do you know what it is, the difference?
Both his arms are free.
Right.
Both of his arms are free. Exactly. So Dela Riva guard is a great guard that puts the guy's balance in check because of the leg entanglement. However, you're totally letting your opponent's hands free to do whatever he wants. So if Tabor grabs her pants and tries to pass the guard from there, most of the times the person on the bottom will sweep you, because that's not what you should do right now. You have to deny the grips. So the most common reaction is Tabor using his hands to break the dominant hand on the collar. And he has a choice to make, which most people do. He will let go of the grip and grab the pants again, and Jocelyn will grab the collar again. And this will be an ongoing cycle. Or Tabor will break the grip and he will fight to keep the grip away from the collar and the belt, because that's what she will be trying to do. All right, Jocelyn, try to grab the collar or the belt there. So note, he's not trying to pass the guard, he's just denying her grip. When you do that, you're putting a bug in the opponent's head. She may realize at some point, I cannot do it, I cannot grab, I gotta do something else. That something else is not usually the best move that she has in her sleeves. It's her B game, it's her C game. She may abandon the Dela Riva guard altogether and go back to an open guard. And during that transition of abandonment or the insistence of something that she doesn't quite have is the window of opportunity that Tabor will have to pass the guard easier versus trying to pass a fully established Dela Riva guard. So I recommend you, Tabor, when she's trying to establish Dela Riva guard, to break the dominant hand grip, and next try to free your foot from that hand grip there and pass the guard when you have a chance. Sounds good? All right, go back to close guard. We're gonna do that again. Close guard. So Tabor will do 2-on-1, stand up, and Jocelyn will open the guard. And just hold on. And Jocelyn will try to establish Dela Riva guard and hold for 5 seconds. And Tabor deny her Dela Riva guard and try to pass if you have a chance. Transform her Dela Riva guard into other guards, which happened before when spider guard became half guard and became side control or back take, I think. So transform her goal into something else and capitalize on it. All right, ready? Go. That's becoming a lasso guard there and became a side control. Very good. Good job, guys. All right, let's do the third example, last example of today's class. Now we're going to deal with the lasso guard. So start from closed guard, and Jocelyn will establish 2 sleeves control, and she will open the guard and establish lasso guard. Go. Boom. Let's analyze the guard. The most important grip here is her left hand controlling his sleeve and pulling the hand inside the gap here of the leg. A lot of people think the most important part is this hook on the armpit there, but it's not. Without this, there's no lasso guard. Okay? So, this is the first most important grip. The second is the hook on the armpit, the lasso with the foot. The third most important grip will be the hand on the pants here, because that's the first move people will try to sweep you from that basic position, okay? Lasso guard has variations. You can do that standing, you can have other purposes, other goals. But let's study the situation, because if you let the person get your leg, she will sweep you most of the times. So you cannot let that happen. However, the hand on the pants is close to the final stage of the lasso guard. Okay? Before that happens, Tabor should have taken care of the hand there first. Okay? The fourth point of contact is this leg here that is creating a knee shield, and it's here on the other side. I'll classify that as a non-important grip right now. Okay? So, similarly to the Dela River guard, there's something different happening here compared to the spider guard. Tabor has one free hand. Okay, he has one free hand, left hand. And we have to use that. If you don't use that, you're not fighting intelligently. You're not fighting with all your resources that are available to you. She's not controlling it, so you have to use it. Now, the first reaction that people have when they face a sleeve control grip that Jocelyn uses for the lasso guard is if Tabor tries to just pull his arm out of there. Go. And Jocelyn clearly will not let that happen. The more experienced the bottom player is, longer they will secure the grip, more difficult it will be for you to just try to break free. You can do that against white belts, but beyond that level will be very hard. Now, to neutralize, to undo the lasso guard, a very easy thing has to happen. Tabor has to move the hand from there to the outside of the thigh there. If he moves the hand here, lasso guard is broken. Do that one more time. Lasso guard there. If he moves his hand outside there, he frees himself. Again, you can do that easily against lower belts or people smaller than you. But if Jocelyn has a very super strong grip, she's focusing on that and pulling the hand. She has the knee going outwards. She has the foot there on the hook behind the armpit, solid established. So knee is going out, hand is pulling in, everything is good. Tabor, try to do that again. Jocelyn, don't let him. Look, it's very hard. Very hard to do. Okay, she's not letting. All right. Now, how do you break it? Use the hand. So I recommend you to grip fight her dominant hand. So you go for a cross grip on the sleeve and you pull it to you. And then you undo your hand through the gap. And there you go, you're out. So this is an intelligent way to grip fight somebody. So you can deny the lasso guard, undo the grips that are necessary. And once the lasso guard is denied, she will have to try to establish again or go somewhere else. Either way, you have an opportunity, a window opportunity to pass her guard. So let's try that, okay? All right, Jocelyn, go back to close guard. All right, Jocelyn, grab the sleeves. When I say go, I want you to put a lasso guard on him as fast as you can and hold the lasso guard for 5 seconds. Tabor, you pass the guard if you can. Deny her lasso guard. Ready? Go. Jocelyn, don't abandon your last grip, your right hand grip, Jocelyn. You need somewhere. Very good. So that was a very difficult one for Thadeu to get away. Different size. Jocelyn was really focusing on that, but that was really hard. When you let go of the pants, he started flopping around, and eventually he got you there. Very good job. All right, guys, shake hands. Good training today. Thanks for helping.